Welcome to the World Center of Racing, the perfect place to kick off the 2026 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Daytona International Speedway. Please give a big NASCAR welcome to the Chief of Strategic Partnerships for the Florida Department of Agriculture, Yolanda Roundtree, along with Miss America, Cassie Donegan.
Are you ready for the Fresh from Florida 250? Miss America, join me in saying, drivers, start your engines!
So on the flip side, Cletus McFarland is making his first career truck series start here. What do you think, Joey? Want to dial him up?
Sure, let's dial up Cletus. Cletus McFarland, Joey Logano, and Kevin Harvick, Jamie Little up here in the Fox booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, you're most American race car driver I have seen out there. You look awesome out there. I know you got bald eagles ready to roll. How you feeling?
Oh, man. I'm freaking fired up, brother. Oh, my heart's beating fast. I feel ready, though. I feel good. I got a good qualifying spot, good truck, good team. I'm just so pumped. So pumped. So thankful to be here.
All right, well, we'll be watching you. Have some fun out there. I know you will.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
They're side by side. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Daytona. Nose to nose. Out front, Michael McDowell takes command.
And you saw those guys on the outside lane do a little bit of pushing right there to be able to position themselves in this particular series. You can't lock bumpers very long. You can push somebody, but you have to release him. You cannot keep those bumpers locked. So a little bit different than what you see on Sunday.
You see a top lane though, down the back straightaway. You see that a lot. The top lane down the back stretch is able to make some time. Now they're going to have to try to hold where they are for the rest of the lap most of the time, unless something kind of different happens on the bottom lane, but most of the time the top will roll on the straightaways.
Look at Carson Hocevar just behind his teammate Michael McDowell on the inside. Ty Majeski got shuffled back just a bit. He's in that number 88.
These guys wasted no time going 3 wide. We just talked about how they have no experience in these trucks. They don't know exactly what they're feeling. Boom, straight to 3 wide. There's a lot of trucks that started in the back that want to get themselves to the front as quickly as possible, and sometimes making the first move is the way to get up there quick.
And these trucks are not the easiest things to drive. The draft in these trucks is really, really big with the big cab and everything that they do. That's why you see these guys able to maneuver around. You see them switching top lanes right there at the front of the pack. But these are not the easiest vehicles to drive here at Daytona.
You're going to see them here. This is out of turn 4, entering the trioval. You see the run that Carson's getting. He's waiting to get cleared to the bottom. As soon as he's cleared, bang, right to the bottom. Gets that air on that left rear quarter panel of Michael McDowell in the 7, and able to pull himself up alongside.
Look at this, 3 wide.
Well, and you see those guys towards the front of the pack, obviously much more comfortable than some of those names like Tony Stewart, Cletus McFarland, Travis Pastrana, that they've had the experience of racing these trucks and understand what they need to do.
Try to get away from them.
You can't. You're stuck. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That's Daytona.
And we talk about points, as you see Ty Majeski right there, and I'm going to screw that up at some point tonight with that 88 truck and Matt Crafton not driving in it, but Ty Majeski in that 88 truck right on the back bumper, push that 7 truck out there to a couple car lengths, and they're going to pull right back up on him. So
in this draft, depending on what lane moves forward, is going to depend on the first 3 cars of the line. If they're all doing their job, that line will move forward. If they start to get a little lazy, it gets a little lax, maybe their truck doesn't handle good, maybe they don't know how to push at the right times and do the right things, that line will die off. So it won't be consistent throughout the night. You'll see sometimes maybe the bottom's the best, sometimes the top's the best. It's all about the trucks that are in that line. It's closer to the front, there'll be more air on. If he gets in the lead, it could be a thing. But you know, it's not. Oh, there goes Cletus McFarland. Spinning out towards the inside wall, he's gonna hit it.
Hard hit on that inside wall. Cletus McFarland goes around and brings out the first caution and mows the grass.
Oh, what a shame. That's a huge hit to that inside wall driver's side.
Knock, but I'm good.
Oh, he says he's good.
Glad to hear he's okay. It's a big hit.
Broken hearted.
The most sketchy
bottom
corner.
of 3 and got a little tight off the bottom and got free.
See Cletus right up in the front. Just got loose. And that is, Joey, you know that section of the racetrack, if you've got wheel into the truck right there, as you get about 3/4 of the way around the corner, if that truck is tight and all of a sudden the truck will get loose with those little bumps and everything right there, and as the track transitions, it's just a characteristic of this racetrack in that section.
Let's take another look at that from the overhead shot.
See right underneath Stuart Freezy, just that one wiggle, kind of catches it, lifts, but then, you know, Gio has nowhere to go, and you know, you can only slow up so much. You get trucks all around you. You know, for Cletus, you know, he's out there, he's having a big time, but he also has limited experience in scenarios like this, right? So how do you learn? You got to just live it. He hit so flush to that wall, driver's side. There's no give, right? There's the cage around you to protect the driver. It's so important, but there's also crush zones that you need to absorb a wreck, and you know, and boy, he hit it a ton. I'm glad to see he's okay.
Yeah, you see that thing start tank slapping right there after it got loose, and that's just a tough spot on the racetrack. And his ARCA experience, he was telling me yesterday just how much those cars are glued to the racetrack. It couldn't be more opposite with these trucks, and when you're underneath somebody like that, it's very easy to get loose. And
Michael McDowell, the outside, Carson Hocevar on the inside, Ty Majeski, Tanner Gray behind him.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed right here, Joey, is typically in that teammate scenario on the front row, you'd work together and let that top truck drop down, but apparently the race is on. Fend for yourself, boys.
Well, we saw that when Carson made that move, and now he's going to move back up in front of his teammate as he's going to think the run's going to go down the back straightaway on the top. Side by side, and then you got control of the race one way or the other. Maybe that's their play. That pushing in the tri-oval, that's the sketchy part. You see Ty Majeski just get close enough to where when he gets on the short chute, that's that little section forward, that's handling. That's the tightest part of the racetrack. If banking goes away and you're still trying to turn the truck, and the trucks will start moving up the racetrack, that's where it's going to get scary. Only 4 to go in the stage, too.
Michael McDowell continues to battle his teammate up front. He knows how to get around this place. He knows how to find victory lane. Back to the 2021 Daytona 500. There you are, Joey.
I don't like watching this at all.
Close your eyes.
It still
Wrecking
hurts.
all around him. And there he is. Gets it done. Michael McDowell, biggest win of his career.
3 right now as they go down the backstretch, but the pushes and the shoves are going to start getting a little bit more intense. That third lane they're trying to get there. And what do these two teammates do up front? They've been side by side since the restart.
Well, they've pretty much controlled this race from start to the end of this first stage. So you got a lot of experience up there with Michael McDowell, and I like the way that bottom lane has.
You're starting to see some separation. Look at the top 6 trucks. There's some separation. The top, the third lane, big push down the backstretch. They're going to draw even with the leaders.
Look at John Hunter Nemechek with a great push on the 91 of Eckes.
Yeah.
Is he going to push him out front? No,
Well,
he comes up a little short.
It's going to be interesting to see what NASCAR.
Oh, wow.
Big door slam.
Oh, Tyler
scary.
Ingram got squirrely. He was able to hang on to it.
Well, this is where it gets wild. Everybody knows that the points are on the line right now, and you've got to put yourself in a position to gather as many as you can with the way that the new point system is. So you want everything that you can get. So it's going to be aggressive down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Hocevar got way out there, got too far out there, lost a lot of momentum.
Look
In
at
the 15, and Tanner Gray makes a great move.
Christian Eckes behind him. He still has John Hunter Nemechek right behind him in the 62. Coming out at turn 4.
Oh, they get loose. They get real loose. It's going to kill the top lane.
Side by side, Carson Hocevar, Tanner Gray. Unbelievable. Under further review, NASCAR gave the stage win to Carson Hocevar. Look at how close that is. John Hunter Nemechek, little shift up front. Daniel Hemrick on the inside. Stage number 2 is underway.
Yeah, and you see immediately right there, Taylor Gray attached to the back bumper of that 62 truck of John Hunter Nemechek. Lane Riggs a little later on the inside row. So outside lane definitely a little ahead of the game right now with those pushes.
And something we need to note here, a lot of these trucks are the trucks that pitted on lap 6 or so when the first caution with Cletus McFarland. So these are trucks all stayed out at this last caution during the stage. So new set of cast of characters up front. Look at the 3-wide move there in the middle.
Wow, threading the needle. That's Carson Hocevar, guys. He wants to retake the lead after stopping on pit road.
Yeah, and that's contact. That's a really aggressive move right there from Carson Hocevar. And we heard him talk about his truck on pit lane. It felt like it had a flat tire. It was so loose. So this is luckily a short stage for him, but that didn't hold him back from being super aggressive right there.
And here he goes aggressive again. He's going 3-wide top, and look at all the trucks that go with him. That proves that he has a fast truck. His teammates right behind him, and the majority went up there, which is going to actually make that 3rd lane roll.
It is way more fun than what we did yesterday, though, I will admit that. Oh, it looks like it. Way more worried about balance right now. We get the balance, we'll get back up where we need to be. Okay. I'm really not worried about you. It's just the other cats, you know what I mean? Yeah, you might want to worry about me a little bit, but I'm with you.
You don't have to teach him much. You just have to put him in the middle of the fire again and let him figure it out. And I think right now he's still trying to figure it out. But the thing that a lot of people didn't realize about Tony Stewart is he's really, really intelligent as far as racecraft and the things that he does. He's not going to put that truck in a bad spot if he's not comfortable yet. Somebody like that who came from Virginia and is now out here on the stage learning at a rapid pace and trying to figure all this out. But he knows how to win. He knows what to do. It's just a different situation that he's trying to figure out.
The 38 of Chandler Smith now leading. Carson Hocevar, we had been talking about him as well. He got shuffled.
Oh,
we got trucks in the wall. That's the 98.
Is that Tony Stewart?
Yeah.
Jake Garcia, Tony Stewart, and the 25 involved there.
Oh.
Big wiggle right into him. Obviously, Tony couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and that's the same part of the racetrack that Cletus McFarland wrecked in earlier. He just got loose right there and overcorrected.
Big overcorrection. I mean, I said it, right? That is a tough spot, and you see Stewart freezing with some damage there on the right front headlight as well. That part of the racetrack is just, the truck gets light. There's no grip. And if your truck's handling a little bit off, it's just going to get exaggerated as you come off the corner.
Yeah, and you see Jake right there in the middle of the pack. So just really easy if you get yourself in the wrong position right there. And just in the middle in general, the truck is just going to be light on his feet and just stepped out from underneath him right there.
Riding on board with Stewart.
I think they can fix it, like you said, Kevin. You probably see here on the replay, this happened during our commercial break. You see Hemmer coming down pit road for the penalty, and you see Hocevar, the leader. It just cuts off. And luckily no one ran in the back of him. And then it pops right back on, and he's able to tag on the back of the
Caution came out for incident that would take us to the end of the stage, and here it is officially. Chandler Smith and the 38 will be credited with that stage win.
Quickly.
Nick Lights in his 9th career start, driving for Tricon Garage. That number 5 on the outside, Ty Majeski on the inside. 55 laps to go from Daytona.
Oh, big pushes up top.
Corey LaJoie in that 75 on the outside.
Well, and you can just see the experience from the guys that know how to push and the guys that don't. And right now, Corey LaJoie, he's always been a really strong pusher, and you see him behind that 5 truck up on the outside lane.
And you see them open up that middle. When that middle's open like that, all it takes is somebody to stuff it down there in the center and break up all the momentum, everything that's going on there. So you always want to be careful of leaving that open.
Lights falls back. Waiting to get hooked up again with the 75.
And there's Hocevar, 3 wide up top. My man just makes the moves. He's got a super fast truck.
3 of the 4 Cup Series drivers are trying to hook up. Got a little broken up there.
Woo. Wow, that was tight.
Threading that needle.
And something I want to point out here, once they got 2 wide and then 3 wide, the whole bottom lane got cleared. That's all the bottom trucks. They were just sitting there in the bottom lane. When they started racing 3 wide, it killed the top 2 lanes.
As the inside lane just gets really, really organized. Carson Hocevar up there trying to make something happen. You see those trucks come down the racetrack trying to get a side draft, slow that inside truck down and pick them off one at a time.
Butterbean Queen, guys, third truck in line on the outside, doing a really good job.
Well, that's what he's here to do. That's what the Truck Series is for. It teaches you how to race on the super speedways. It teaches you how to bump draft, and truck has a lot of speed in it. We've seen him consistently be able to be up at the front of the racetrack, the way that he can pull that pack around. And I think Stenhouse probably wants to be patient until that outside lane starts to challenge, which looks like it might not be long.
Every time someone goes 3 wide in the middle, though, that is hurting the momentum of the top lane. So they need to stay 2 by 2 to get that lane moved up there to get side by side with Majeski.
Well, guys, let's hear from Tony Stewart. He's with Amanda.
He walked over to the interview and just said it was just starting to get fun out there. And Tony, you were squeezed into the wall there by Jake Garcia. What was your experience with it?
We just didn't know what we were going to have balance-wise, and it felt a little free at the beginning. I just tried to keep sneaking up on it, and first change really didn't move the needle, so they tried wedge instead of track bar and air, and it's actually started responding to it. So we probably needed to make that same change again, but it was at least in a spot where I felt comfortable being 3 wide and felt like I could hustle a little more. But we knew we still needed at least one more adjustment like that. But it was starting to get fun where we can at least get up there and mix it up a little bit and get in the middle of that stuff. So not sure what happened underneath us, but just comes across the nose, but it's just part of it.
I heard your crew chief said to you, maybe you want to do this again sometime. What was your answer to him?
Well, I don't know. I didn't think I was going to be here 10 years after I retired, so I think we have to learn to never say never. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. I mean, I'm so appreciative of Matt Collick and Chris Rice, Ty Norris, everybody at Ram and Collick Racing. They did an awesome job, and Alex was doing a great job. TJ did a great job spotting, just finally getting in a spot where I felt like I could start hustling and being in the mix there a little bit. Early on, it was just like, kind of hang on, and knew we needed to take care of it till we got a shot to make pit stops. So probably needed one more good swing at it to really get to where we could go, but we're gaining on it. So at least they're building a notebook now. I mean, the rest of the guys are out there still digging, so they'll build a good notebook for when we come back next time.
Good to see you soon, champ.
Yeah, thanks.
John Hunter Nemechek working with Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, and we talk about Hocevar being aggressive. Nemechek was really aggressive on those side drafts, but you see Hocevar right there said, all right, I've had enough of pushing you to the front. I want to be the leader.
I'm just going to roll here, but...
Outside flies by Carson Hocevar. Going backwards, trying to avoid disaster. Everybody in his way.
Something's wrong. The truck's wiggling a lot. There it goes.
And around he goes.
Watch it here. Watch it. You're good behind by 1.
How about heads-up driving by everybody in the field, guys? That was incredible.
Yeah, I thought for sure somebody was going to hit him square in the back of that truck.
Caution is out for the 4th time tonight. Of all places for this to happen.
You see in the turn 3, he could tell something's off, and I think the others seen that too. And here he's just trying to woe it up, right? And you don't want to completely slow up in front of everyone and wreck. But he's trying to just keep it in one piece here.
What a great job by everybody. And by Hocevar. I mean,
yes.
To be able to feel that tire was going around, and those guys, luckily, with the experience that they had right there to realize that he has a problem.
Justin Haley and what he saw. Backing up. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so scary. So you're catching the truck that fast, and you're like, oh, should I move up? Is the truck behind me going to move up? You don't want to get stuck behind him.
And let's give Justin Haley some credit right there.
So Tanner Gray, Justin Haley on the inside in the 16.
And all those trucks being single file is going to really change the complexion of this restart and how these trucks get runs and how these front 4 trucks are spread out and so far away. I would say most likely what's going to happen is they're going to get lined up and get a huge run on those first 4 trucks.
They're going to start, you see them, they weren't single file for long, and they're going to get still these big runs, and they're going to have to pick a lane, right? Where do we go? And here's the huge runs coming right here. Look at as they catch the lead pack there.
Didn't take long at all. John Hunter Nemechek has done an incredible job tonight for Halmar Friesen running that second truck with them.
Well, you can just see his confidence in that truck and the way that he's able to just push and do the things that he's done. Every time they get behind, they find themselves right back at the front of the pack. And you know this more than anybody, Joe. You don't want to get yourself too far out. You'll drag some brake and really look in that mirror to make sure that you don't leave so much space that you just get driven by.
Right, look at that 88 truck right now. He just broke free. He's going to have a run. He can either take the run or he's just going to be happy where he's at. He's got to make a decision right now. And it looks like he's okay where he's at. But he had the opportunity to do something, and he decided to hang.
There you see that 12 truck again of Brendan Queen right there. So he is definitely learning a lot. He's doing a great job. He's not put himself in any bad spots. And as we get towards the end of this race, he's going to hopefully put himself in a position to have a chance as we get towards the end.
Corey LaJoie in the 75 up there with a nice push to Justin Haley.
Let's remember, Justin Haley's a good speedway racer as well. He's used to racing up front. He knows what to do. There's a very late block. They got away with one there.
Colleague Racing, job well done. So much work and effort. So many hiring of employees to get here. 5 trucks in the field, 5 trucks full-time this year.
I'll spit it out right here at some point.
30 laps to go here. Justin Haley continues to lead over Tanner Gray, John Hunter Nemechek, Gio Ruggiero, and the 88 of Ty Majeski. That's the 9 at Grand Enfinger.
I think he's got a flat tire.
Looks like the same situation. Maybe
looks like it's the right rear this time, though.
Yeah, you can see the carcass of that right rear tire flopping around, I believe, right there.
And you don't know what cut it down, right?
There's another look at that 9 truck at Grand Enfinger. There goes the carcass.
Yeah, and he wanted that tire to roll to the right.
Yes.
He wanted that tire to roll up the racetrack, not down the racetrack, but because they will consider that out of the way.
Did you see that hit?
Oh, they're
Michael McDowell getting aggressive.
They are going to get more and more aggressive until somebody wrecks at the end of this race, because the harder you push, the faster that truck is going to go in front of you.
Lane Riggs had some significant contact, and he had to bring it down. He held on to it, guys, but he cut a tire.
Yeah, and it looks like that right rear is way in the air. It's not. The left front's flat.
And here we see a replay. See Lane Riggs right here in the middle. You see they catch that lapped car, not with a lot of speed. They get 4 wide for a second there, and that little bit of contact there in the left front. Yeah, you're gonna see it right here. Boom, right there.
Yeah, and by the time he gets to the corner right here, it cuts that left front tire down, and then he goes up and hits the outside wall with the right side.
Yeah, and there you see it, it's starting to spark. Left front's down. It's going to get a little worse here. And then you're in the fence.
And that's his teammate right behind him, by the way, saying, "Get me out." This makes it all worth it, right? He has a shot at a win.
And I believe this is a little bit different, right? Like, I think.
Oh, here we go.
Around they go. The 77 Carson Hocevar.
Keep going.
He's had his issues
I wonder
tonight.
if there's another flat.
It's a left rear flat. Yep.
Keep going.
Yeah, it is.
We're still green, and we just turned yellow. Caution is out.
Do you bank on what you had saved right there?
Who am I and what place am I in? Right, and I think those are the questions you have to ask. If you're Ricky Stenhouse Jr., you're 17th, you have nothing to lose, might as well top it off, right? You're not racing for points. If I'm in the top 5, man, I, without knowing their full situation and what their fuel mileage is up here in the booth, it'd be hard to give up that track position with 20 laps to go.
Yeah, and we think there's either, yeah, you see it again. That left rear tire is already flat. That's at least 2 for him. And we've seen several other trucks have a ton of flat tires tonight. So this is definitely an odd scenario with all the tire trouble that we have seen.
Hocevar has had a wild ride tonight. Drove from the back to the front twice. Then he cut the tire. That's why he was so far in the field again.
And he hasn't hit anything yet. That's the wild part.
He hasn't hit nothing. I mean, he was a lap down from the last time. He was just trying to get that lucky dog. And now, you know, another left rear. It's kind of odd to see 2 left rears like that.
Haley, I think Ty Majeski has had one of the best pushing trucks and fastest trucks all night. It's just going to come down to that experience on the inside lane there with John Hunter Nemechek He's been the best pusher all night.
Yes.
He and Carson Hocevar.
As the leader crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman, 15 to go. It's Tanner Gray out front.
For him, Jeff Hemsley is crew chief. Second year in a row they get to work together. Not often in his career has he had that consistency with the crew chief. He said Jeff has been so instrumental in teaching him so much. A big reason why we're seeing him come out the gate so strong this year.
Well, the interesting thing right now is there's 4 Toyotas on that bottom lane, so they definitely, if they can keep that thing formed and stay in line like they are right now, they'll have an advantage. Whoa.
Great save.
That's off of turn 4 again. That area is just, it's a slick spot.
Oh my gosh, 77, Carson Hocevar.
Gonna go for another spin.
Contact with Butcher, he goes around. Is he gonna keep this truck clean again?
Well, he kept his truck clean. The only thing I'm worried about with Carson Hocevar is how many more tires he has sitting in the pits.
He was 3 laps down there, guys. He's down because of the flat tires, but he still just gets up in the middle of it. Here you see Carson Hocevar going down the middle here, shuffling out. And
and I think sometimes, you know, I know you want to be up there in the middle of racing, and at some point there has to be a little bit of thought process that has to go in with being 3 laps down and racing like that. So it's interesting to be right in the middle of it like that.
8 laps to go at Daytona, guys. Business has picked up. It is go time.
Yeah, and I don't know how we haven't wrecked right now already, but they have made some aggressive moves and got away with them. So
nothing's really organized.
It was a minute ago.
And now
it's far from it. There's a
just give it a minute because they're going to be unorganized because these trucks and the way that they're pushing and shoving, they're just getting these massive runs.
That's the thing about Michael McDowell up there right now. Yes, he has a fast truck. He doesn't have many friends around him. You see, there's a couple trucks that have alliances around there.
Well, that's what started all this, Miss. I thought the Toyotas were in a really good position, and then they broke themselves up trying to make a pass for the lead.
This is what you were talking about, Kevin, with McDowell. Left side's below the double yellow.
Yeah, that's a force down scenario to me. I just kind of let that roll if it was me.
It makes me want to close my eyes every time. The truck's moving all over the place, not lined up straight.
Time it, Jesse. Oh, around goes the one truck. That is Taylor Gray. Collects the 26.
Lock it down.
3 trucks involved. Dawson Sutton,
everything back to the door.
Spencer Boyd. Caution is out for the 6th time.
I mean, it's impressive we've gotten this far. Let's just be real. I can't believe they ran as long as they did without wrecking. There's so many close calls, so entertaining to watch. And we're going to get I guess, a green-white checker.
Yeah, and
here.
These, as Michael Waltrip would say, these truckers never disappoint, and they are putting on.
The one just kind of spins out off the nose of the 88 truck. They're kind of really close to each other through the middle of the corner.
And it doesn't take much. If you're just off center a little bit, and you see the 88 truck is to the left side of that one truck and just grazes the bumper. And when you go across the bumper like that, sometimes it just grabs them and spins them out like it did in this situation.
Taylor Gray has those white gloves on. I love when you guys wear white gloves. It's so easy to watch how hard you're working in there.
Yeah, and you know, turn 4. It's every wreck so far tonight has been turn 4.
Here they come. Green flag in the air. It's NASCAR overtime.
Well, you want to get everything that you can because you want to be in position in case you get back to this white flag, and because after that, you just never know how it's going to work out.
Gio Ruggiero, to your point, Joey, those Toyotas working together on the outside. John Hunter Nemechek just behind him.
When you see the 16 truck break off the back bumper of that 7, you see the momentum that it breaks. And now they're going to get 3 wide. That inside lane is completely broken up.
Cole Butcher in the 13, guys, he got hung out and he just dropped all the way to the back. Here comes John Hunter Nemechek.
And John Hunter, he's been fast all night, and here he's going to get right in front of McDowell. McDowell's going to say, no, I don't think so. Oh, he's going to spin.
Around goes McDowell. He collects one truck in that chaos. Will we stay green, guys?
They're still green.
White flag is in the air. It is the final lap.
See a big run on the bottom right here. John Hunter.
John Hunter's going to have a huge run.
Now, everything that the leaders didn't want to happen, happened. They got separated. But that front pack is a lot smaller than what it was. So
Here comes the run.
Guys, Caden Honeycutt in that 11. Gio Ruggiero goes to the bottom. John Hunter Nemechek through the middle. He's got a great push.
Not over yet.
John Hunter Nemechek. They're still tapping behind him. Can they keep it clean? Off turn 4.
That was a late block to the bottom.
The 27th running.
He's going to get to his outside. They're going to his inside.
Oh! 4 wide across the
Chandler
flag.
Smith.
Chandler Smith.
At the very end. Unbelievable. He stayed on the bottom. They all went up.
Don't look at the scoring pylon right now. It is unofficial, but Chandler Smith is celebrating on the radio.
And after missing qualifying for the Daytona 500 last night, this would be a massive win for Chandler Smith. When
38, Chandler Smith is your winner.
What a finish.
Unbelievable. And you said it. What a turn of events for him last night. Heartbreaker. The next day, that's racing for you, isn't it? It's an up and down roller coaster.
Great win
That's
for
awesome.
Front Row Motorsports.
Let's go!
Chandler Smith joined this team a year ago.
And I did not see that. I did not see that coming. I really thought that the John Hunter Nemechek and those guys had that race under control. And they got to banging doors right there and knocked so much momentum out that bottom lane just opened right up, and Chandler Smith came right through.
They said that was the fastest fish in Daytona. He's the best driver in Daytona tonight.
He was 6th place entering turn 3. He might have been 6th place coming off of turn 4. How that all happened.
We'll take a look back at how it all happened. Meanwhile, the 23-year-old from Talking Rock, Georgia. I love this, Joey, Kevin. When you burn out and you turn around and your whole team is there to celebrate with you.
Yeah, and we had all the hype about all the stars in the race, all the new things that were happening. And what do we see? Cup drivers in the field, and we have a Truck Series regular going to victory lane here at Daytona.